Welcome to the 2019 RTO. We appreciate your volunteering for this event. We couldn't put on such a huge event without a lot of volunteer support. And so thank you for being a key part to making this event happen. We really appreciate it. This is Joanne Gibson, who you have probably been communicating with by email or by telephone. Joanne is our Supreme Volunteer Coordinator. This is a very difficult job to coordinate all these volunteers to work a 170-mile course with 35 exchange points. And a number of you will be working at the nighttime. We call those the vampire shifts. So Joanne does a lot of hard work. She's been working on this. We opened up the registration. She's been working on the online module since February. We turned it on March 1. And so if we could give Joanne a big round of applause. This is Joanne's 10th RTO. So this is the 15th overall for the race. Anyway, just want to give you a few brief notes on what you're doing in an exchange point, because it's really quite simple. You are simply keeping track of the team's times as they come through. That's all you're doing. And you are not an aid station. You are not a water station. You are just making sure, you're kind of our eyes and ears, more our eyes at that point on the course, wherever you are, tracking that the teams came through and noting a time when that happened. Now, for each of you, you'll have some key materials. You're going to have an exchange point binder. You're going to have an exchange point sign. And everybody at every exchange point will have an orange cone. You can put this right on that cone. And that's going to be basically your exchange point zone, just around that cone. There's a diagram for each one of the exchange points in your binder. So you'll see how it works out. If you have any questions, let us know. But basically, inside this binder, we give you directions to where you're going. We try to give you an address if you're using your GPS. We have just a brief letter that gives you your instructions and, most importantly, tells you who to contact if there's any problems. So there's a letter in there. Have you please read that. And then we give you some different methods to keep track of the teams as they come through. So this is a basic sheet where you can put, every team will have a number on it. Every runner who comes in the exchange point will have a number on it. We have, for the RTO, teams 1 through 242. So 1 through 200, you're going to see those numbers. Two teams are not running. We'll let you know who those are, so you won't be waiting for those two teams. Otherwise, they're going to come in and they're going to have number 3 on or number 239 on. You can put down team number and just the time. And the time doesn't have to be precise to the seconds, just to the minutes. So 1:15 a.m., 1:15 p.m., whatever it be. But it doesn't have to be 1:15:32. We don't care about seconds, so just 1:15. And if it's 1:16 or 1:17 or 1:12 on your watch, it doesn't matter. We just want a general time when they came through. So it doesn't impact their time at all whether you put down 1:17, 1:15, or 1:13. Pick any one of those 3. That'll let us know when generally they came through. So that's what you're doing. You can use this one form, or you can use a second form where we have by team number, and you can fill in the time that way. And that's a 2-page sheet if you want to use that one. And lastly, we give you a really long one that tells you their team names and where they're from. In case you're curious, like, who are these crazy people who are running by my exchange point? If you got a little spare time, you can take a look at this long list. And it tells you their team name. There's a lot of very creative team names and where they're from. And there's actually, we have, while most of the runners are from the Reno Tahoe area, we have runners from 33 states and 2 countries besides the United States. I think Canada and Spain this year. So you very likely will see people coming through who maybe, are not from around here and who may be lost. So anyway, this is an event that attracts people from all over the country and other places as well. although the majority of people do come from somewhere on the Reno Tahoe course map. So that's basically what you're doing. You're just tracking times for the teams, and that is about that. You'll put the orange cone, you'll see it by the diagram where to put it, near the road, but not out in the middle of the road. It's very important. We never want to put you in harm's way, so you're never out on the road. We have you on the sidewalks, we have you on shoulders, we have you back off the road. So you never put yourself in harm's way, please. Don't ever do that. Please, if you can, if you're working, if you can, please circle on your list or just indicate the first team to come through what time it was. And if you happen to be at an exchange where you're working the whole shift, then just also note the last team that came through and what time that was. When you get to your exchange, you'll see in the letter, we want you to check in with either, depending on what time of the day or night it is, one of the staff. So you'll either be checking in, sending a text to Joanne, or to someone else named Sheena, or to myself, just saying, okay, I just got here, I'm shift 1, or I'm working this shift, and I'm here, ready to go. Let us know. We would appreciate that, just knowing you're there. We then want to also know when you leave. So if you are the one closing up that exchange, please, you'll be talking to us like, can I go home now? And we'll be saying, well, look at your list. How many teams are left? And we'll have a back and forth conversation going on. Either Joanne or Sheena or myself. It's like, well, it looks like there's, how many teams? Well, I got 3 blanks on my list here. Well, we will call ahead to the next exchange point to see if they've already come through, because you may miss them, and we'll confirm with you that you're good. They've all come through. Please note the last team, and you're done. And then at that point, if you would be texting either Joanne or Sheena or myself, depending on what time it is, again, the cover letter lets you know who to text, so we know you're done and your exchange point has closed. Let's see. Again, we never want you to be in harm's way. We also, while most of the runners are going to show their appreciation for your being out there, every once in a while we get a cranky runner. We get somebody who's not in a good mood. If anyone is ever rude to you, or not nice to you, or not following the rules, seems to be being a little bit reckless, that is not your problem. You've got lots of paper there. Please make a note. They'll have a team number on, team 216 or whatever, and then you can, if it's a real problem, you can text Joanne or myself so we can deal with it, okay? We never want you to be getting in an argument with anybody. It's not worth it. So just make a note of the team number and contact Joanne or myself if there's any kind of a problem going on. If there's an emergency, we want you to dial 911. That's what you do, and you should know where you are. You know, this event is dialed in with REMSA and all the first responding agencies around the region. So just let them know, I'm at exchange point 15 at wherever you are. Give them an address, give them where your location, so they can, okay, yeah, we know where that is. We'll be right there if there happens to be a problem. We hire a lot of extra people and services to help put on the race. If you're in California on State Route 89, we hire a lot of CHP. If you're on some of the Nevada highways, we hire NHP. We've got professional flaggers who will be working some of the exchange points, because some of the exchange points are a little more challenging. They're smaller. Trying to get a bunch of vans in is a little more challenging. So we actually hire professional flaggers to be the heavies and help with the parking of the vans. So depending on which exchange point you are assigned, you may see a lot of police officers or CHP or NHP officers. You may have professional flaggers there as well. Plus, we'll have staff that'll be coming by. So you're never going to be alone. If you ever have any questions, any problems going on, please text Joanne or Sheena or myself. If you are wrapping up, if you're finishing up your exchange at the end of the shift, we want you to bring the materials with you. So you'll have a sign like this, you'll have your binder, you'll have your cone, and you'll have orange vests, depending on where you'll have orange vests. Please put that all in the box. You've been given a box. Put it all in the box. And ideally, we will see you Saturday June 1st at the Finish Line Festival. You're all invited to come to the Finish Line Festival. Please bring the materials to the Finish Line Festival. We'll have a volunteer check-in where we'll get all your stuff back from you. And then we'll have a volunteer check-in station where we will give you your meal ticket because we're going to buy you lunch on that Saturday. So you'll get lunch as well. So we hope that you can bring everything to Saturday to Idlewild Park. If that doesn't work for you, just let us know. If you're the one closing up your exchange, if you can't make it to Idlewild Park on Saturday, we will make other arrangements with you to get your cone and all your materials on the beginning of the week after the race. So let us know if you can't make it to the finish line on that Saturday. Of course, you keep your volunteer shirt, but everything else we need back from you. We actually have something fun for volunteers. You're going to see runners having a blast. They're going to be dressed up in costumes and wearing strange outfits and matching uniforms. You are welcome to participate in the fun. We actually have something called the Most Spirited Exchange Point Contest. And we invite you to have a party at your exchange point. We actually have volunteers in charge of their exchanges who put on their own little, they have a theme there, and they will be dressed in whatever outfits that are appropriate for their theme. They'll be playing music. They may be giving out candy or whatever to the runners. So you are welcome to have as much fun as possible. You don't have to sit there and be very serious about it. I mean, we obviously want you to do your job, but at the same time, we invite you to have a good time as well. The runners will vote on the most spirited exchange points. So we'll be getting their ballots at the finish line. So if that works for you, please do that. We welcome you to do that. One caveat, certain exchange points are quiet zones. If you're working exchange point 22 in Genoa, we can't be cranking up the party there because people are sleeping who are living there. Same with a few other exchange points, like exchange point 21 at the bottom of Kingsbury and Great. So, at those places, you can still have fun, but you have to do it in a quiet way. Of course, you cannot crank up the music and make a bunch of noise. So that's basically working an exchange point in a nutshell. Joanne, how'd I do?
Really good. Really good, yeah. Just a couple of reminders. When you're working the second shift or an exchange point that has just one shift, it's really important to let myself or Sheena know that all your runners that have come through or where you're at, your shift may be from 8 p.m. to 2:15 a.m. and it's 2:15, I'm leaving, but there's still 12 teams out there. We need to keep track of all those teams. So please be sure that you're contacting myself or Sheena, whatever the time is, and you'll see that in the binders, just so we can keep track of the runners. It's in the dark, and there's nobody else around. We will make sure everybody's safe. And the last, volunteers at your location, please haul out the trash. So you each have a trash bag and take it to the closest dumpster you can find, especially around Tahoe. You know what kind of critters are up there, and they get into them, and they love them. So please take the trash with you. Appreciate that.
On that front, we have at most of the exchange points we have garbage cans. So all you need to do is put it in the garbage can. At certain exchange points on the West Shore, we don't have garbage cans. The runners know that. We have dumpsters at exchange points 12 and 18. So the runners are supposed to pick up after themselves, but we do have a garbage bag there. If there's any obvious few things you can pick up, please do that. If it's a disaster, email me and we have a cleaning service who will be doing the major duty, but as for any minor little stuff, if you could pick up minor little stuff, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, and I think several people have asked about pop-up tents or tables or whatever. These are not water stations. The majority of it is not water stations. So we ask that you bring your own table, chairs, shade tent, flashlight, for those of you working overnight, your knitting, book, whatever makes you happy, because sometimes there's gaps in between. Eric was talking about checking off all the teams that come through. Sometimes you have 12 teams coming through at the same time. Do your best. We're not going to penalize you for anything, but don't freak out if you miss some teams. It happens.
Try your best, and at that point, if you just got to start writing on the back of any piece of paper, again, this one form will be very helpful to you. That is Melissa here. This was a form created by one of our volunteers. But if you're gonna write it down anywhere, just do your best to try to get down as many team members as you can. Go back later and fill in. Because you'll see at the end of your exchange, you're gonna say, okay, I'm running out, my time window is closing. We want you to go home on time. We're hoping we've designed this right so that all the teams will have been through there at that point. We'll be checking with you. Well, can you look at your list? How many teams are left to come through? And we'll be talking about that. We would like someone to stay there until the last team comes through. So do your best to try to get as many. And we have our methods to try to confirm that, oh yeah, those 5 not on your list, those blanks, they've come through, so you're good.
One last thing, and it says in the binder, talking about safety vests and lights in the front and the back, for those overnight times. I think it's 7 to 7.
Those are the runners.
Those are for the runners, and no headphones during that time as well. If you see people coming through, just gently remind them, you need to have your safety vest on, your lights on, no headphones, please. If they give you a hard time again, note that down.
Note the team number and text me.
Yes.
So you're not the heavy. It's not your
No.
job to be the heavy.
Let us
We
know.
have heavies out there. So, you know, as much as we tell the runners we want them to be safe, they do stupid things. So anyway.
That's it.
Okay. So thank you very much for helping us with the event. If you have any questions about your particular location, please check in with us tonight or between now and next Friday, ideally before Friday, because next Friday the race is on and we'll be really busy. So if you have any questions between now and then, please contact me, contact Joanne. In the meantime, have dinner tonight, and then we hope to see you at the Finish Line Festival on Saturday, June 1st. We'll get you lunch there, and we're going to try to recognize all the volunteers, get them up in front of the crowd, and have all the runners give you one big round of applause. So we look forward to seeing you on that day as well. So thank you.